King Eric the Great coming at y'all with another video, and I want to touch on this topic here. I want to talk about the impact of Get Rich or Die Trying. The anniversary of that album is coming out next month, so I want to game the people on how powerful and how much of a game changer that this album was. See, everybody know 50 Cent as this hilarious troll that happens to have a hit TV show called Power. But there was a time ago where 50 Cent was possibly one of the biggest artists in the world. He's still popular, but at this time, I'm talking popularity levels through the roof. And one of the reasons being is he came at a time where the game was becoming very diluted. Like you had Nelly, Ja Rule, they was running the charts, they had the pop charts. Then you had Eminem, he was running it for the lyricists. You had Jay-Z, he was on vacation after being beat by Nas. Nas was running the game, but he was also on his anti-industry tear. If you listen to that Hot 97 rant that he went on. But what people overlooked in 2002 was that was when 50 Cent signed with Shady. June 1st, 2002. Look it up. And at that time period, that was the perfect idea. That was like the three-headed monster. You had Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was the biggest producer of the West Coast. You had Eminem. Eminem was the biggest white artist in mainstream America. And you had 50 Cent, who was a juggernaut in these streets. And he was making a tear through it with those mixtapes. G-Unit is the future. He had so many mixtapes, and those songs were even becoming remakes. And they would even play those remakes on the radio. 50 was making so much bank at the time that he was making six figures just touring when he had no hit record. So, you go through this scenario here. Get Rich or Die Trying, when it dropped, it was like a mega bomb. Just like DMX changed the game, when Puff was running it, he came back and made the rap game gritty again. 50 Cent brought the streets back. And that run, and the way those records was pushing, it was like, this is going to be the biggest selling album of all time. That's the way I was thinking when I first heard it. Because Snoop did it. Eminem did it. DMX, he didn't go diamond, but he was the hottest dude in 98. But 50, this dude was a juggernaut. And the way he came in, it was just so unexpected. I knew when I heard In the Club, it was over for Murder Inc. It was a dub. They couldn't have a record to compete with a record that was impactful like that. In the Club was everywhere. I'm talking parties, radio, the MTV, BET, VH1. Murder Inc. just didn't have that hit record to compete with that. And the record itself, it was very impactful because you get to see 50's world. Because the way Dr. Dre will market himself, he will market his artists like this was a big event about to happen. He did it with Snoop. He did it with M. And he did it with 50. And then he would do it with Game. Then he would do it with Kendrick. Because anytime Dre dropped an artist, it would feel like a big monumental shift was going to change within the culture. And that's exactly what 50 brought. If you really listen to that album, 50 low-key inspired drill music. Yes, you had rappers always having guns and videos. That's always been the case. Onyx had guns and videos, but I believe 50 popularized that with the Heat video. That record contained everything. It contained the diss records with Back Down, which he destroyed, Murder Inc. He had the record to give the Eminem crowd which was Wankster, which was on the 8 Mile soundtrack, and then he also Patiently Waiting and Don't Push Me. That was around the time when anytime M jumped on a record, you was gonna go gold or platinum. Then you had What Up Blood, What Up Cuz, What Up Gangsta. Everybody in the hood was bumping that. Everybody. So that record, when it came out, it was a dub. Sold about 10 million records, I believe, in the US. Worldwide, it did more. Somebody can help me with the numbers, I'm not sure. But Get Rich or Die Trying made a crazy impact in the hip-hop game. And another reason why was because he studied Tupac and Biggie's playbook. Tupac and Biggie's music had a strange fascination with death. 50 Cent was similar. He had survived getting shot 9 times. And he had that same mindset. He was going to ride on his enemies just like Pac did. And he studied that playbook. And that's what gave the listener the audio visual of his near-death experiences, what made Many Men. It was like a mini movie when you listening. Heat was like a mini movie. See, Dre, he upgraded the production value on that, and it sounded like you were listening to a movie or autobiography of 50's life. As a guy coming out of Southside Jamaica, Queens. Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP was similar because he was coming off as a whiny white guy that was mad at the world, mad at his wife, mad at his new level of fame. And it was all just told a story. And that's what made the album so brilliant. So, how impactful do y'all feel that Get Rich or Die Trying was in the culture? Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. This is King Eric the Great signing out. Peace.